Hi, so I'm putting this wee video clip together just to give people a wee idea of a few tunes that might be appropriate at different parts of a ceremony or different parts of a wedding day itself. And it's just a starting point so that you can have a little think about what kind of tunes you might like from the ones I suggest, or to come back to me with different ones. So obviously one of the first things I would say I could do on a day is to pipe for maybe 20-30 minutes or so as the guests are arriving and people are assembling for the ceremony itself. So that would be a range of different tunes just appropriate to sort of the occasion. And beyond that, we're looking at particular points when the bride and groom are arriving and beginning to get in place for the ceremony itself. So a favourite one for the groom's arrival is the Highland Laddie. And then for the bride's arrival, this depends on the colour of her hair, because brown-haired maiden is particularly appropriate if it's a brunette. But there are others that we can choose from if your hair colour doesn't correspond with that particular tune, so we don't worry about that one. The next big and really important one is the bride's entrance, playing the bride up the aisle, whether I'm standing to the side while she's making her entrance or whether I'm leading her up. The classic, particularly for a church wedding, and it's a very popular one, is obviously Highland Cathedral. Another option for the bride's entrance to the ceremony is a tune called Those Endearing Young Charms, and this was a lyric that was put together by the Irish poet Thomas Moore. It's a very romantic lyric actually, and it's basically saying to his loved one that if all of those endearing young charms, i.e. her youthful beauty, were to sort of disappear overnight, they would still be in love because their hearts are entwined. And that's something that's going to last for the rest of their life. So I think that's a really nice note to be setting off on, and I really think it's a good one to have in somewhere in your wedding ceremony. So it may well be that once I've played the bride in, that I wouldn't be playing again until the bride and groom go back up the aisle as man and wife. But sometimes when the register is being signed, a little slow air around about that point can be appropriate. So if you've not used Those Endearing Young Charms, if you've used Highland Cathedral, then the other one can be used. Another option is Amazing Grace, which is a very popular one at that particular time. Okay, so now we come to the part of the ceremony when you've been declared man and wife and you're ready to walk down the aisle hand in hand and to celebrate in front of your friends. A few options here. One of the traditional ones is obviously Mary's Wedding. If you're going to be using a piper to pipe you into the meal, you may want to save it for that particular point, but this is certainly an option at this stage. Another option at that point is a very lively and particularly well named tune again, Highland Wedding. Okay, and a third option for this that I was asked to play at a wedding just a few months back is the wedding theme from Braveheart. So that gets you out of the ceremony itself and on towards getting your photographs taken. During the photographs being taken, while the guests are having a wee refreshment, I'm happy to play another selection of tunes there if you'd like me to do so. But the next big occasion obviously is for you going into your wedding breakfast, going into your meal. So there's an option of the top table. That's obviously the bride and groom's parents and the best man and bridesmaid and such like. They can be piped in to the top table if you like, and a tune that I like for that occasion is called Rab's Wedding. So another option for piping the top table in, or indeed for piping the bride and groom into, or myself out of the top table ceremony, is Scotland the Brave and the Round Tree. So I think everyone knows how Scotland the Brave goes, so I'll just have a wee blast of the Round Tree. Now, one of the things that I offer as part of the ceremony, if you'd like, is to propose the Piper's Toast, which is really just where the bride would very graciously thank me for playing and to hand me a dram, and that I would toast the good health of the bride and groom. So the first thing I would do before that is obviously to pipe the bride and groom to the wedding cake, if that's what they're gonna cut it at that stage, or to the top table itself. So I would recommend, if you've not used it earlier in the ceremony, to use Mary's Wedding at that stage. Okay, so that about brings to the end this little video clip. Just trying to give you a few tunes that I think are particularly useful and go particularly well at weddings. As I said earlier on, it's very much a case of you're in charge, it's your ceremony, your big day, whatever kind of tunes that you want me to play or you want to fit into the day. I'm sure we'll find a way of doing that. This was just to give you a few ideas, a little bit of a starter for 10 if you like, in terms of thinking about the tunes that you might want me to play at your wedding. Thank you.